course you can. Sit down, lie down. Don't leave, relax. Okay, so I'm Sarah Lloyd. I am the curator of this tent. I am the host of the podcast Shameless Stories. Please do like and subscribe. I have kids, I have to just follow that. We also have the Haus of Wisdom magazine. When you leave the tent, you will be gifted a copy. If you're already, you might be sitting on them. They're great cushions as well. You can take a copy of the Haus of Wisdom magazine and see our editor Buxo outside after the talk. But without further ado, I would love to introduce you to Nia Tracy, the author of Hellacious. I just know this is going to be fucking magical. I cannot wait. By the way, this is a space. This is a safe space. We can swear. We can talk about whatever we want because no one can hear us. I'm just going to hand you over and let you do the talking. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Hello. It works, brilliant. Yes, so I'm Dinah, and I wrote this book after tuning in my whole life to what has shut me down, basically. As you probably have all experienced. So, yeah, it's the patriarchy, call it whatever you want. I've called it the patron in here because of the patronising and the shutting down. But I'm not anti-men, so I've got a section in here on the kinmon, which is how men can also rise to this dissolving of the hierarchies. And I wrote it because I always had a different kind of consciousness. I always could see what the conditioning was, and I always went, no, I'm not taking that fucking in. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. We can be in this world from a completely different place. A completely different place. We don't have to be in that mindset, that conditioning, in those patterns. We just don't have to. Just don't do it. Just say no and challenge where you can. Now that is dangerous. That can be dangerous. I've been exiled. Blah, 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 fucking blah, whatever. Who cares? Who cares, right? Because there's more of us now. There's way more than us. And I was born in the late 50s, so I've seen a lot. And I've seen it come forward. And I've seen the fight. My mum was one of the first women to get a mortgage in 1975 by herself, not with a man. This is the 50-year anniversary of that milestone. I grew up with consciousness raising groups with women trying to get out of this thing, which is still here, which is what creates this kind of architecture that we're in right now. What creates all these fucking car parks and condensing us into these modules. What is this consciousness? Do we really want to live like this? I happened to see some mushrooms on the way. I was like, thank fucking God, an organic being. You know? Okay, we're all alive here, we're all human, but what are we allowing to happen here? We need to fight it a little bit. We really do. Don't just allow it. We're in relationship. Yeah, we are in relationship with it. But don't let the old conditioning shut you down at your end of that dynamic. It's just too easy, right, to just go, oh yeah, I'm a woman. I've been taught to be responsible for everyone else's feelings. Have I? Do we? Do we have to? We don't have to, do we really? Give the triggers back. Triggering's great. Give it back. Somebody's triggered, that's your trigger. I'm not responsible for your fucking trigger. I'm not. Just get that kind of in your gut, in your womb, in your hara. I'm going to read a little bit of this book. I've written it from the other kind of consciousness. So a lot of people are like, oh, I can't read that, because you've been educated to use words in a certain way. I've actually written using the same words, because I love words, they're brilliant, they're real little powerhouses, but I've done it in a slightly different way, and created a whole world anyway. So I am obviously selling these books, but I don't care if you don't buy it. It's nothing, no big deal. I just want to be a rebel. Hold on a second. This chapter is called the Medusa Peers. Now, the Medusa was raped, and Diana, who is like the patriarchy's woman, you all know these women that want to be top of the hierarchy, helped Medusa, which is the sort of buried feminine, the place where the archetype, the part of us where all the shadow is buried around what we've been made responsible for. And of course the Medusa, what's the worst, most frightening thing about the Medusa is men looking into her eyes and turning to stone. It says a lot. So, I'm just going to read a bit. Bear with me. I hope that I can get this message through. Medusa, before she was raped by the patron, betrayed by its fake daughter projection, then decapitated to induce the forever shame, is one of our avatars of the Kagal. The Kagal is like the goddess, it's Erish Kagal, who's the dark sister of Inanna. That's the oldest goddess of the buried feminine in written his story. So how she's depicted is obviously through that male conditioned patriarchal lens, but we can intuit and feel past that into what her real message is. Her appearance here signals another turn in the spiral, another chance to uncover the stony space of denial, vulnerable to being sharded. Vulnerable. Our dear imprisoned cells of being, how they do end up dancing on the spot, willed into appearing the moment we look. All the vagal snakeheads that twist and curl as the Medusa's reviled yet crowning glory are the testament to the inner work she embodies and reflects back to you, warm loves, precious avatars of a daughter of the real. You are her tender outpost of embracing welcome, unfolding every individuating point of light and dark. But you, patron, are afraid of the Medusa because by looking into her eye, you suddenly become aware of all that is made of stone within your own existence. All your blocks and ignorances, all your set suppositions, your proven stances, your rigidity, your creed, your science, your need to punish, to push away, your church, your evangelism, your lack of compassion to yourself and others, and the trees and the animals and the arthropods and the sea creatures. And then solidly this, the stone itself, your face itself, even this very stony place within your soul. Hard as rock and turned to shard. Her eye sees all this, all in its density, and she makes your eye see what she sees. All that has been so unseen is suddenly mirrored, holding your eyelids apart as though torture will come, when you can't soften your gaze. Dear stony place within, absorbing all vibration, what will save this sacramental density? Medusa will tell you, but first we want to hear your own steely, cold voice properly expressed, so that it is very clear what the antidote could potentially be. Our eye is watering for you in a big tear of loneliness, dripping oneliness. What would you say if you had your own perfect echo, the best cavern wall that curves in just the right way to hear your hardest truth? Might you say, I'm only trying to fight back, to get perfect and choose my stain. I'm hopelessly struggling in a loop of fight and faint around my stone, my shame, my guilt, my urge to shard. I'm lost in this, and even though I turn my eye away from it and give it to everything that is not me, I am still ruled by it, hounded to the tightest corner by it, and yes, can also turn endless other cheeks to create more punishment, exiling my own self and helping you to exile yours. Cheering you on to do this too, but I'm ended in this corner, in this particular angle, and there's no smooth cavern wall to collect my suffering. I seek the softening brew of love, yet cannot take it in, and then I cannot give it on. I cannot make the tea or take the medicine that soothes and nourishes my hallucinating soul. There's nowhere to go but to face and fight here with the sharpest corner at my back. In my ravening, I'm just trying to fight back, to say, I am here, there is someone here, I am here, I exist, and not just as your reflection, whoever you are. But I can't sense any of this. I have no core because I cannot see to choose the actual reflection that is the way home, inside my spiral, all the way down to who I am. I can see only one reflection. The stony shard has complete control, and I am its puppet. My cry goes dead before this of Medusa, and I'm turned to stone again. So before all this happens, I must cut off her snaking head that holds that eye. I must deny the abuse that I've meted out to her and her kind, the murder of the vagal snakes that hear me coming from miles away. I must justify my refusal of that love and truth. I must protect the shard instead, even if I've forgotten why, as I am Patron. So that's just like a little bit of the way that I write. And the whole book is like a spiral journey down to the deepest buried feminine, which is this actual different consciousness. And by consciousness, I mean the way that we view the world, the way that we've been taught to view the world, the way that we've been taught what are our limitations. You can't do that, right? You can't be like that. Our limitations. And everything that we truly are is buried. It's buried. We've had to squash it down. We've had to eat shit and squash it down. Right? It's just too much. So our nervous systems are completely overwhelmed. We've got to hold all this stuff. We're knackered. It's always our fault. And this is men and women. It's not just a women thing, but I noticed interestingly, apart from my partner at the back, we're all woms, which is my word for us, woms. But a man can be a wom too. But and so there's like this. What is this amazing vibe that we are growing here, that we all know about, and how can we be in relationship with it and speak to people, all of us, you know, in communication? What can we do? And can we recognize our own individual patterns and where we've been shut down? And can we truly challenge them within us? Which I always think the magic button is the trigger. So when we're triggered and when we're triggering others, where is the blame? That little point right there, are we gonna blame? Now there's obviously discernment and reasons, but we all have to work through our own triggers, because that's where our energy is and our power is. So if I'm triggered, wow, that's a huge burst of power, isn't it? It's like, that power now is ours. Don't give it away. Keep it and go, this is for a reason. I'm sensing something here that needs to be disintegrated. Keep it. And if somebody else in relationship with you is triggered, try and say, that's yours. There's something to take apart there. There's something to dissolve and see more clearly there. Can we do this together? Can we sit together and work this out? And in doing that, then the whole awareness can evolve, and it turns into this other awareness, which isn't structural, it's not competitive, it's not who's the best, it's not who's wrong or right, it's not polarized. So then we cannot be divided and be conquered and turned into fucking robots. Right? Okay, there's this huge thing about AI, isn't there, at the moment? We are AI. We're already there. We're so conditioned that we're already there, and we're just like making little pictures of ourselves. We're the ones. So what are we going to do? It's coming from each one of us, deep down inside, in that buried feminine. Call her the cacao, and I want her to be womanly, because women have held this shadow energy. It's like it's had to go somewhere so that things can be polarized, so that things can be all love and light up here, and all awful and shadowy and negative down there. And there's this polarization, and then whole marketplaces can spring up around it, and things can then be bought and sold. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but what I am saying is, where is it coming from in us? What are we doing? What are we feeding? Where are we going? And just think if all of the women in the world just went, guess what? I'm not standing for this anymore. I'm not going to play this game anymore. That'd be just really great, wouldn't it? And we can do it. We can do it, and slowly we are, which is brilliant. Since I was a girl, it's really. I mean, my daughter is just not like me at all, which is brilliant. She's her own woman, hasn't fallen into many of those dynamics that were pushed onto me, and I'm just so happy about that. So happy about that, and I think that all the different age groups here today as well is filling me with joy. So I can't remember what the name of this talk was, but I think it was something about patterns, and so basically it is noticing the patterns within ourselves and how our nervous systems respond to that. And in my book, I call the nervous system the vagal snake. So the vagus nerve runs all the way through the body, and it's like our alert system, governs the fight and flight response. And so I think of it as a snake, because I'm also thinking of Kundalini energy, and it's the rising energies, and it's a snake energy. And then I love the symbology around the snake, because the snake is like the thing that destroyed the so-called Garden of Eden. And there's a lovely quote, and I can't remember, I think it might have been Eve Ensler who said, anyway, Eve just was in the wrong fucking garden. You know, it's just like we're in the wrong garden at the moment, and it's up to us to go, which garden do we want to be in? We have got the power and the vision to dream more of this into being, and this is possibly a good place, not sure. There's lots of different vibes going on here. There's a lot of marketing and stuff going on, but again, it's just moving within, figuring out where it is in us. I'm going down here, it's like, to me this is the place where this experience down here, what patterns have we been taught to view our own experience through? You know, and it's always this patronic, patriarchal if you like, but patronic view of how we view our own bodies, of how we are taught to think, the things that we're allowed to think about, the things that we're allowed to say or not say. The whole social structure is all based around this quite old consciousness, situation, whatever. 5,000 years, probably a bit more. Everything's territorial, everything's material, everything's got to be owned or enslaved, everything's got to be marginalized. Why are we separating out reality in order to buy and sell it and to get feelings of power? Why are we doing that? It's such a massive pattern, and we all just fall into it, and then we get the little rewards for it, the little fake pleasures that don't last very long, and then they're addictions. and we need this continuance of the little false pleasures in order to just, what's that feeding? That same thing again. And we can't even imagine what it would be like without all of this now. As it escalates more and more, and then suddenly we've got the rolling back of rights, of human rights, of women's rights. In some 2025 fucking space age time, yeah, we're really coming on. Totalitarianism, fascist right-wing bullshit. Is that what we want? Where is it coming from in us? Of itself, it just is what it is. We're the ones with the power. Each individual one of us we're the ones with the power. This is where it starts. Yeah, it's good to fight out there, it's good to challenge it and everything like that, but to change our own consciousness, we are walking around the world, walking around here, where we live, all the people we're in contact with, are we going, where are you coming from? Hi, how are you? Where are you coming from today? Where are you coming from in here? What's down, how's your shadow today? Do you want to come for a cup of coffee with my shadow? Triggered today? Hey, let's thrash it out. Just bringing this into our daily lives more and more as transformational communication. Not being afraid, like we've been taught to be afraid, not being afraid to upset people. I think it's great if everyone's upset. In fact, I think it would be brilliant if you all just stood up right now and just left the tent. Well, anyway, I hope my message is kind of getting through. I've got no idea what I'm saying. And luckily, Chris is taking it a bit, hopefully. And so anyway, I just want to open it up as well in case anybody wants to say anything. Any rallying cries or anything like that, or even any questions around where I might be coming from. I'm so up for that. So if anybody's got anything to say, I'm just going to check the time. We're on a tight schedule here. Oh yeah, 2 minutes. 2 minutes 49 seconds of the old consciousness linear time. Come on, girls. Thank you all for coming, and I hope I have. Oh,
I just want to say I'm triggered by the time.
You're triggered by the time, yeah.
Yeah, that triggers me. Yeah.
I know. I could at least go on for another 5 days for sure.
Yeah, I'm also uncomfortable with all you women who I don't know. Yeah.
Great, good. We'll thrash that out in a bit.
Sorry, yeah, good. Yeah.
Yes, Danny.
I get triggered by someone breathing really loud.
You're not saying I've been breathing too loud. Yeah, no, it's interesting, isn't it? It's like maybe, so then if we were going to do a reflection thing, it's reminding us maybe to take a big deep breath ourselves and just plunge into, because we've all been taught to make the small irritations into distractions, and instead we can just go, I'm really irritated by that. Right, where is that coming from? It's brilliant. I mean, because it's just happening every day, isn't it? So it's a real tool. Okay, I'm just going to let that land deep inside me and figure out where that's coming from in me. And even when we're discerning that, oh, it was such and such an experience, or it was this sort of thing, especially if we go, there's that time that blah, blah, blah happened. Right, there's the energy. I'm going to reclaim that back again now. It's my energy. It's not something I'm dissipating, been taught to dissipate by small irritations. Does that make sense? Right, so I'm gonna go around the side in a minute. If anybody does want to buy my book, it would be really, really great. It doesn't matter. Bookmarks are. I've actually got 5 minutes. I've got some bookmarks in these Haus of Wisdom magazines.
I'm not so triggered by the time anymore.
Good.
Share that.
Anyway, I'm not taking credit for it. Yeah, so I'm putting bookmarks in any of these magazines that are out the front, so you can look up my my stuff. I do one-to-ones on, raising this fire, igniting particularly feminine fire, but I end up actually working with a lot of men, interestingly, who want to dissolve their patterns. And it's a lot of addiction. So the patterns do turn into addiction because of the rewards, particularly in this patriarchy. The men are extremely rewarded in a kind of a quick fire way for lots of things, which keeps them on that track, and then feeling if it's being taken away from them, it's almost like toys being taken away. So it's really opening that stuff up, and yeah. So anyway, you'll email me if you fancy, just whatever, just a little fiery session, and any support that I can give. I have got so much energy for this because I grew up with it since I was a little girl, and I've always fucking fought it. And in fact, I even went so far as in education to do all the courses and refuse the certificates and not do any of the exams and not get in any of the bits of paper, because I just thought, I'm going to do your education to find out where you're coming from. Oh yeah, just as I suspected, right? No, not doing it. I am totally not anything in this world apart from a bit of a yoga teacher sometimes. Other than that, I'm a writer, an activist, and an artist, and I really want to spread this energy. So go girls and many mans.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, thank you so much for coming in and talking.